Hi, my name is Adriel William, and today's video is for all the foreign trained dentists, individuals who are applying to dentist school in the United States and have still not found their success or got invite from dentist school but did not get accepted or got waitlisted, and country trying to figure out how they can improve their profile, how they can resolve their current situation so they can get accepted into a dentist school in the United States. So right now I'm making this video at the end of June, and I think this is an important time in CAAPID cycle because half of the school have already given their interviews, sent out their invites, whether it was NYU, UPenn, UIC. These schools have sent their invites. Now, the schools on the West Coast, UCLA, USC, UOP will be sending their invites soon enough. And along with that, September, Colorado will start their cycle all over again. So this is a good time where you want to reevaluate your situation. You want to see what can be improved. And what I'm going to do in today's video is try to break down this process through a different angle. And I'm going to break it down into 3 segments to discuss with you, and you can see what area needs improvement. The reason I'm able to do this is because I was in your chair about a couple of years ago in 2019 when I was applying to schools, and I got accepted to 4 of them. For the next 2 years, I lived with other foreign trained dentists, and I've been working with applicants since the past 4 years. So I've seen certain patterns. People who get accepted have certain attributes, certain mindset, and certain skill set that get them accepted to dentist schools. Now, there are other people who get accepted as well, but majority of people have certain things in their application that I've seen. So, in today's video, I'm going to break it down into 3 segments. The number 1 part is mindset, the second part is a skill set, and the third part would be the presentation aspect of your application when you're applying to dentist school. So if you need, you can grab a paper and pen if you need to, because I'm going to be throwing out some information at you. You might have to watch this video twice. You have to pause, rewind just to understand the perspective I'm saying. So before you start applying to CAAPID again, or if you haven't applied yet, this is your first time, you need to understand the people who get accepted. And I've worked with, I think, more than 500-600 applicants until now. I've discussed their applications. I've worked with interview preparation. I've worked with their supplemental application, personal statement, and the number might be bigger than what I'm saying. I just don't have an exact number because I never kept a check on this, but I've talked to so many people, and when I see a certain mindset, I know they're just gonna get accepted one point or another. They will make it. And there are certain people, I can talk to them and I just know they are not at the right maturity of mind that they would get accepted. So few of the things I've seen when it comes to mindset is that even before you apply, you need to understand that this is a complex process. There's gonna be a lot of different tasks that you have to complete to get accepted. So a lot of different tasks mean you would have to break it down. The second thing you need to understand is that during this process, because there are so many different steps, like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, like you're doing your board exam, TOEFL, you're writing application, supplemental. There's so many things you're doing that at some point you're going to fail. You're going to get rejection. You're going to get disappointment, whether it's TOEFL, whether it's your dean is not writing you letter of recommendation or they are delaying it. There will be things that are going to happen. Shit happens. It's going to come at you. And if you're not resilient enough or you're not prepared enough for these setbacks, you're going to cause havoc in your life and in your family's life. And the reason I keep saying, because most of the candidates who are applying are female, and I talk to them and I hear their stories. And one of the biggest things I try to explain to them that even after you get accepted, even after you get your license and become a dentist in the United States like I am, stress is not going to go away. It's just going to keep increasing as you go up this ladder. Why? Because greater the money related to an industry, the more stress it is. It's directly proportional to that, and you can't bypass it. So from day one, You need to create a mindset that would have the ability to overcome stress. So, and the other thing is, when you're voluntarily ready, you're prepared to deal with stress, physiologically, your body acts differently because you already know what the trouble, the monster is coming towards you, and you're prepared to fight it. So that's one of the most important thing I've seen. The other thing I see commonly when it comes to mindset is a lot of people who graduated about 10 years ago or more than 10 years have a lot of good experience in dentistry, have good qualification, are in their middle age, 30s, moved to US with their spouse, or who's working in IT or a doctor or good professional earning good money. And these applicants, when I talk to them, they would be talking how a dentist or a very recognized dentist would talk back in their home country. And I have to tell them that you need to understand that the schools are looking for a student, not for a faculty member. And the way you're expressing your thoughts, the way you're expressing your qualification, the way you're telling your things is just going to annoy the school. I had so many candidates in the past who reach out to me for interview prep after they got rejected or waitlisted, and they said, when I went to the interview, I told them I did this, I did dentistry for how many years, I have done these kind of C courses, and I've done a master's, and I have this much experience. And I tell them, if you keep saying things like this, you're going to annoy them and they're going to run away from you. When you're talking to schools, they are not looking for superheroes or people who are overqualified or people who have high confidence when it comes to their dental skill. They are looking for people who are willing to learn, people who have failed in their life, who have been humbled, and who are willing to get back up and continue to work hard. And especially, this is my message to middle-aged dentists who are close to my age now, in their 30s, that a lot of us would have experiences, but when you're applying to schools, remember that they are looking for a student, not for a faculty member. They are not trying to see how much of a great dentist you are. They are trying to see, can you be a student? And in that, you need to learn how to write, how to express your failures, and be authentic about it. The other aspect I would say is that a lot of people, when things get difficult, they become very disheartened, they become frustrated. And I have to honestly tell you, when it comes to mindset part, you need to know that your hard work will make things easy for you, but by the end of the day, it's God who's going to give you acceptance. It belongs to destiny. You have to manifest. You have to believe that there's a bigger circle or a bigger plan in your life that's going to get you where you want to be. And I read this really wonderful thing online a few days back, is that difficulty is easy, impossible just takes longer. So whatever you feel is impossible is just going to take longer, but you have to keep working hard, but also know that whatever you want, you're going to attract it. And by the end of the day, it's up to the heavens to decide. It's your destiny that's going to get you there. One other thing that happens, I know people who got a lot of rejections, who suffered a lot of disappointment. And one of the things that happened during this journey is their personality change. I was told by a lot of people, you will attract the kind of opportunities how your personality is. So if you start looking at yourself like a dental student, if you start acting like a dental student in the United States, if you start thinking like one, behaving like one, and you adopt that personality type, eventually you will end up sitting in a dental school as a student. So these are some of the things that you need to look at from a mindset point of view. And I know I'm spending more time, but a lot of people tell me that my videos need to be short, they need to be straightforward, they need to have points, because on YouTube, people want pointers. They want point 1, 2, 3 and go really fast with it. And to be honest, I can't do it. I make videos because these are my thoughts, which I accumulate over time talking to people. And when I sit on the camera, I know there's a lot of CAAPID applicants, especially females, who have families, who are dealing with stress, who are paying a lot of money, and who have very big dreams for themselves. And I don't want to follow algorithms. I want to actually talk to you and help you so that you might get a better understanding and might be able to get into a school. The next part that I'm going to talk about is the skill set part. A lot of dental CAAPID applicants who are applying to schools, they are required to have certain skill sets. So in the skill set part, you need to pass your INBD. That's known, right? You have to give TOEFL. Now, majority of people, I'm saying it very loud and clear, majority of foreign trained dentists, whether they are Hispanic, whether they are coming from Balkan countries, Russia, Ukraine, whether they are coming from Nepal, whether they are coming from India, Pakistan, Middle East, majority of them are stuck with TOEFL. And I know it's a very difficult exam because they say this is an English exam, but it's not actually testing your English. It's testing your ability to manage stress, to manage time, and know how to strategize your exam. So it's a very tricky exam, and I'm well aware of it because I've given it. And I know a lot of people are getting stuck. So I personally, I wish I was teaching TOEFL right now because there were so many people who are stuck. But what you can do is, you need to analyze this, that this is not about knowing English. It's about creating a plan. So if you're not able to achieve good score in TOEFL, break it down in which part are you not able to achieve good marks, whether it's reading, writing, listening, whatever it is. And then break it down into what questions in your writing part or in your reading part are you getting stuck, which takes the longer time. You have to narrow it down into high resolution, like you keep digging and breaking the problem down until you figure out, okay, these are the 3 areas where I'm getting stuck. I'm going to start with fixing just one. So these kind of questions, like the writing questions that you get in TOEFL, they have a typical pattern they ask you. Like they have multiple choice question. So you need to figure out which type of question are you getting stuck and you always get them wrong, or which type of activity requires you to take longer time and you run out of time. So you figure out which is the area you're getting stuck and you start looking for solution just for that. So if you're not able to get good score in writing or reading, look for help just for reading. There are a lot of coaches online. There are a lot of people. Back when I was doing it, there was a YouTube channel called Noteful. I used that. So if that is something which can help you, look for it. I can tell you, if you are looking for coaching or help, there will be people who have all the tools that you need. It's all about finding the right person at the right time. And my suggestion is keep looking for help and keep preparing, no matter how many times it would take, how longer it takes, but try to get good score above 100. And again, you'll say, Adriel, it's not easy. You're just sitting on the internet. You've given all of this and now you expect everybody to get this much score. I know it's not easy. I know TOEFL is not easy. CAAPID is not easy. Dentistry is not easy. Trust me, where I'm sitting, nothing seems easy at this point too. But the point is, you got to get it done because you want something in life. And in order to get it, you got to pass this TOEFL with good score. So find a way to get above 100. There's no other option. People reach out to me and expect me to give them a shortcut. And my first question is, how much is your TOEFL? And when it's 92, when it's below 90s, below 100, I tell them, to be honest, I wish I could help you more, but I want you to improve your TOEFL. So focus on that. The next thing I'll say, in skill sets, you need to improve your psychomotor skills. Take some CE courses, Stevenson course, Duggan's course. Practice at home. Improve your hand skill, because you might end up going to a school which requires a bench exam. A lot of people say, I'm only going to apply to UIC or Boston, which doesn't take bench exam. And I'd say this is not a good strategy. You should be mentally prepared for any school. And if they require you to give a bench exam, you should be able to nail it. And in order to nail it, you got to start preparing for it. So work on your skill set and make sure that you're good at it. The third part of this application or the CAAPID process is presentation. But before I move forward and I discuss more about that, I want you to kindly stop, hit the like button or subscribe the channel, please. Because 60% of people who are watching, and you might be one of them, are not subscribed to this channel. They just watch it and then go away. And you can do it, but if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, it will help me create more content like this. It will help the algorithm help other dentists find this video. And hopefully, I will continue to make more meaningful videos if you support me in that way. Now, coming back to the presentation part. Now, you might be a candidate, and I'm going to talk about presentation part, but there are some people who say that in the skill set part, we get stuck with finances or resources to go to Stevenson, or our visa process is halting us. And I tell them, I was at a point where I didn't have enough money to give INBD or an INBD part 1 and 2 at that time, and I was doing a master's. And I tell people, if you're at a point where you don't have resources or your visa is halting you or your resources are limited or you have a family to take care, what you want to do is take some time, save some money. Keep it. You don't have to rush. If you don't have the money or you can't take loans at that time and you have other responsibilities, take some time off and try to accumulate some resources or take care of those responsibilities that you have. Maybe you have kids that you're raising, or maybe you have a spouse that you're helping right now. So if you have certain responsibilities that are limiting you, it's fine to wait. And while you're waiting, you can watch videos like these, you can collect more information, you can mentally prepare yourself, you can find a lot of free content online and educate yourself. That's one of the things you can do. Now, coming to the presentation part, if you're somebody who's given the board exam, who thinks they have the right mindset, they have taken TOEFL, they have scored good, they have ticked all the boxes, and now they are still not getting an invite. So the next thing you need to work on is your presentation. So you might be, I'm giving an example which is a typical, men discuss this, is that people who go into professional bodybuilding, their first problem is to create a body, to create muscles, to have really good muscles. The second issue is learn how to pose. So creating an ideal physique is one thing in competitions, but then to pose and display your muscles is a whole different challenge. In the same way, when it comes to CAAPID, when it comes to applying to school, passing all your board exams, doing your bench exam preparation, having the right mindset, having enough money, and applying all of this thing is one part. But how you project, how you write your personality, how you write your personal statement, how you communicate with the school makes so much difference. Because I work with candidates, and the candidates I work like A to Z, like in a comprehensive fellowship manner. I write them, even I help them write their emails, and sometimes we would write an email and they get a reply the next day and they tell me, Doc, I've been trying to reach out to this school for the past 5 months. They never replied me. Now we wrote a different kind of email and they replied. The reason they replied is because if you can project and express your thoughts and your feelings in a professional and respectful manner, it will get you the right amount of attention by them. Because there are 800 to 1,000 people applying, and most of them are immigrant, and most of them doesn't know the intricacies or the professionalism in US. And I'm not saying that I know all of it, but even before I applied to dental school, I was working, I did the master's in health administration, which consisted a lot of writing. And after that, for 2 years, I was doing a lot of administrative and managerial work where I had to do a lot of writing. So that gave me some leverage at that time and some understanding that the way you write your words can trigger different kind of responses in people. So if you can write or say things, and I usually suggest, like, even when you're introducing yourself, you can write that I'm a foreign trained dentist from India, from Pakistan, who graduated in 2014. And I've been fortunate that I got to do dental assisting over the past 5 years in the state of California. And I'm highly interested to learn more about your program at UCLA. Now, the way you write your words shows that how humble you are, how you look at this process. Are you willing to be a student? And you're also showing that you are respecting their time and their attention. So the way you write your personal statement, your letter of recommendation, and even before the CAAPID cycle start, I suggest this all the time. Try to reach out to the school, try to create a relationship, try to set up a Zoom meeting, try to go for a tour, because this will make a lot of difference. So if you can do that and invest in your presentation part, it makes a lot of difference. I tell people, when it comes to interview, the way you set up your room, the way you sit in front of the camera, the lighting you have makes a lot of difference on the human brain. Because as soon as you clicked on this video, you saw me, you saw this room, you created a judgment about me. And that's how human brain works. I work with people every day on Zoom, and that's how everybody's brain works. So the way you're going to talk to them, the way you're going to present them will create a lot of bias about you. It can be something good, it can be something bad. So use it to your leverage and present yourself well. So these are some of the things I believe could help you. And these days I try to do free seminars, Q&A sessions. I'm doing one tomorrow. I usually post these things on my Instagram, on my YouTube as well, where I do free sessions with people. And if you're interested to attend those free group sessions, you can follow me on Instagram. And if you're somebody who wants individual attention, who wants individual coaching regarding their application, regarding their personal statement, regarding their interview preparation, you can reach out to me on Instagram or WhatsApp, and we can discuss in detail how I can help you present your application better and get into the school where you want to be accepted. And I hope this long video helps you. I know it's a lot of information and I speak a lot, which I've been told by a lot of people, but generally when I'm making video, I'm not thinking about algorithms or clickbaits and thumbnails. I'm thinking on the other side of the camera, there will be another Adriel sitting, or there will be another dentist, foreign trained dentist sitting, who have dreams, who's dealing with stress, who believes there's a better future. And I'm making this video for that person. And I hope you make something good out of this. And hopefully I'll see you in a more meaningful video. Thank you.